Hello everyone, I am here again. We will read again today is My Daily Gospel. I will read is October 9. You lifted my life from the pit, O Lord. Luke 10:25-37. A lawyer stood up and to test Jesus asked, Master, what must I do to inherit eternal life? He said to him, What is written in the law? What is your reading of it? He replied, You must love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself. Jesus said to him, You have answered right. Do this and life is yours. But the man was anxious to justify himself and said to Jesus, And who is my neighbor? In answer, Jesus said, A man was once on his way down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell into the hands of bandits. They stripped him, beat him, and then made off, leaving him half dead. Now a priest happened to be traveling down the same road. But when he saw the man, he passed by on the other side. In the same way, a Levite who came to the place saw him and passed by on the other side. But a Samaritan traveler who came on him was moved with compassion. When he saw him, he went up to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring oil and wine on them. He then lifted him onto his own mount and took him to an inn and looked after him. Next day, he took out 2 denarii and handed them to the innkeeper and said, Look after him, and on my way back I will make good any extra expense you have. Which of these 3 do you think proved himself a neighbor to the man who fell into the bandits' hands? He replied, The one who showed pity towards him. Jesus said to him, Go and do the same yourself. Reflection. The commandments of loving God and loving one's neighbor are 2 sides of the same coin, but they do not necessarily flow one from the other. The priest and the Levite who passed by, no doubt, love God, but they fail to show love to one of their own, a fellow Jew. The Samaritan, a non-Jew, helps the victim who is an enemy to him. In deciding to help, the Samaritan goes against the biases of generation of Jews. And Samaritans sometimes we carve our conviction and principles out of our biases and tradition. Jesus tells us to go and imitate the Samaritan. You lifted my life from the pit, O Lord. I will always remind you. We will talk to Him even in our minds. We will thank Him every day, and we will pray to Him every day. And the most important thing is that we put Him in our heart and love Him more than in our lives, because He will never forsake us. Gaya rin po ng sinabi ko po sa inyo, palagi ko lang po kayong paalalahanan na ipapaalala sa inyo na kakausapin po natin siya palagi kahit sa ating isipan. Magpapasalamat po palagi tayo sa Kanya sa araw-araw, at magpe-pray po palagi tayo sa Kanya sa araw-araw. At ang pinaka-importante po, ilalagay po natin siya sa ating puso at mahalin po natin siya ng higit pa sa ating buhay, kasi hinding-hindi po niya tayo pababayaan. Today is October 9, so ilang araw na lang at nasa kalagitnaan na tayo ng buwan ng Oktubre. Ang bilis ng panahon talaga. Pinapabilis niya talaga ang araw para matapos na kagatong taon na to. Ang binasa ko po sa araw na ito ay, You lifted my life from the pit, O Lord. Kumbaga sa Tagalog, binuhay mo ang aking buhay mula sa hukay, O Panginoon. Nang magkagayoy, nananalangin si Jonah sa Panginoon niyang Diyos mula sa tiyan ng isda. At kanyang sinabi, Tinawagan ko ang Panginoon dahil sa aking pagdadalamhati. At siya'y sumagot sa akin, Mula sa tiyan ng Sheol, ako'y sumigaw, at iyong dininig ang aking tinig, sapagkat inihagis mo ako sa kalaliman sa gitna ng dagat, at ang tubig ay nasa palibot ko. Ang lahat ng iyong alon ay lahat ng iyong malaking alon ay umaapaw sa akin. Ito lang pong masishare ko sa araw na ito, pero syempre, bago po ulit tayo magtatapos, ay mag-greet po ulit tayo na may birthday sa aking Facebook. Bali, 4 lang po sila may birthday sa aking Facebook. Binabati ko ng happy birthday si John Michael Yap. He's a 33 years old. Happy birthday Charuka Senaratne. He's a 26 years old. Happy birthday kay Humpak Yambao. She is a 27 years old. And happy birthday to Cheryl Alarcon na mention at the age. So ulitin ko na lang pong muli. Happy birthday again John Michael Yap. Happy birthday Charuka Senaratne. Happy birthday kay Humpak Yambao. And happy birthday to Cheryl Alarcon. So ayan guys, nakapag-greet na po ulit tayo na may birthday sa aking Facebook. Kaya ulitin ko na lang pong muli. I will always remind you, we will talk to Him even in our minds. We will thank Him every day, and we will pray to Him every day. And the most important thing is that we put Him in our heart and love Him more than in our lives, because He will never forsake us. Gaya rin po ng sinabi ko po sa inyo, palagi ko lang po kayong paalalahanan na ipapaalala sa inyo na kakausapin po natin siya palagi kahit sa ating isipan. Magpapasalamat po palagi tayo sa Kanya sa araw-araw, at magpe-pray po palagi tayo sa Kanya sa araw-araw. At ang pinaka-importante po, ilalagay po natin siya sa ating puso at mahalin po natin siya ng higit pa sa ating buhay, kasi hinding-hindi po niya tayo pababayaan. Hanggang dito na lang po, at maraming araw pa po tayo magkasama. God bless all po sa inyong lahat.